From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, May the 29th, 2025. A ballistic missile was once again fired at Israel this evening by the Houthis in Yemen, sending residents of several parts of the country running for bomb shelters and safe rooms. The IDF said the missile was intercepted and no injuries were reported. The baby of Teisha Bader, the woman who was shot and killed in a Palestinian terror attack 2 weeks ago on her way to the hospital to give birth, has died. Ravid Chaim was delivered by emergency C-section right after the terror attack and was in serious condition fighting for his life in the neonatal intensive care unit of Beilinson Hospital for the last 15 days, where despite their best efforts, doctors were forced today to declare his death. The baby was laid to rest alongside his mother today. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu extending his deepest condolences to Teilah's husband and father of Ravid, Hanan Elgez, and family, saying there are no words that can comfort the murder of a newborn baby along with its mother. Israel's President Isaac Herzog saying the entire people of Israel embrace him in his difficult time and pray that he finds comfort and solace together with his children and the entire family. May their memory be blessed. Well, we are following reports of a new potential proposal from U.S. Special Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, for a deal between Israel and terror group Hamas. White House Press Secretary Christine Leavitt was asked about the matter during a press briefing today, asking if she could confirm that there was a new 60-day truce on the table.
I can confirm that Special Envoy Witkoff and the President submitted a ceasefire proposal to Hamas that Israel backed and supported. Israel signed off on this proposal before it was sent to Hamas. I can also confirm that those discussions are continuing, and we hope that a ceasefire in Gaza will take place so we can return all of the hostages home, and that's been a priority from this administration from the beginning. I won't comment further as we are in the midst of this right now.
The Times of Israel reports that the proposal would potentially see the release of 10 living Israeli hostages and the return of the remains of 18 deceased hostages in exchange for a 60-day ceasefire. We stress there was no official word yet from Israel or from terror group Hamas as of the time of the taping of this newscast. President Herzog spoke yesterday in Jerusalem to delegates from around the world at the Foreign Ministers Conference on Combating Anti-Semitism, which we reported to you about yesterday, which also marked 600 days since the October 7th Hamas massacre. He said 600 days ago, Hamas carried out the worst massacre of Jews since the Holocaust. For 600 days, our sisters and brothers have been held in brutal captivity. The world must demand their immediate release.
I want to suggest to the international community to show a united front saying, first and foremost, get the Israeli hostages out.
And among the many gatherings, rallies, vigils, and symbolic gestures held yesterday to mark these 600 days, as we reported to you about, was, of course, a massive gathering at Hostages Square in Tel Aviv, with a reported 30,000 people in attendance. Released hostages and hostage family members addressing the crowd, many of them breaking down in tears. The 58 hostages who remain held captive by terror group Hamas in Gaza have now been held for 601 days. The Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C. reopened today with a program honoring the memories of Yaron Lischinsky and Sarah Milgrim, who were murdered outside the museum just over 1 week ago. Those gathered today included local officials, faith leaders, and loved ones of the young couple sharing their tributes. Executive Director Dr. Beatrice Gerwitz thanking them, the Jewish community, the interfaith community, for its immense support since the horrific murders, and pledging that the museum would continue its important work.
Last week's anti-Semitic attack cannot be our last chapter. So we reopen today, and we dedicate ourselves to honor Yaron and Sarah and their commitment to repairing the world and building bridges. And we take strength in all of you as we go forward in fulfilling that mission.
Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, May the 29th at 7 o'clock, part 2 of an inside look at Israeli current affairs with diplomat, university professor, and writer Ambassador Ido Aharoni. At 8, Jonah Platt speaks with social media influencer and motivational speaker Chris Carasnone. At 9, it's part 2 of Shai Held on L'chaim. At 10, David Harris discusses the tragic murders of Sarah Milgrim and Yaron Lischinsky. At 10:30, an encore of the news, and coming up next, I speak with Israel's Consul General in New York, Ofir Akunis. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, May the 29th, 2025. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.